Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. If you're new, it is so good to meet you. I am a mother of three. I have a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I also recently got my doula education via the internet, so I'm no expert here, but I am more educated than I was before. I lead a community of mothers. I'm pretty immersed in the world of motherhood right now, and it is my joy to be able to talk to you about getting ready for your labor and delivery. Part of why I'm so excited to do this is because I don't want to have another baby right now, but the more I learn about childbirth, the more it makes me wish I was pregnant, because the process is amazing. It is like magical what you're about to experience. If you need more support, and I encourage you to get more support, we have an online community of moms, and we have group coaching programs that we offer for moms getting ready to have their babies, and it can even continue into the weeks of newborn baby life. Come join us. So it's Very Good Mothers Clubhouse. It's our paid community, so people pay monthly to be a part of it. It is very affordable. We do weekly Zoom meetings. We also have a coaching program, which is a very personalized program for moms who are getting ready to have their baby. You can sign up for that. We would love to have you. That will include personal calls with me, so I'll be checking in on you individually, as well as weekly group calls, and you're going to be in the group with other moms who are also having babies around the time that you are. It's a fantastic opportunity to be connected, to be supported, get above your mental health, get on top of it, so that you don't sink into low feelings later and feel really isolated and alone. We would love to have you be a part of these communities. So verygoodmothersclubhouse.com. I will link that below. You can join us. We would love to have you. Amazing people in there, and would be a great opportunity for you to be supported and connected and kind of carried through this time of your life. Thank you so much for shopping our small business. If you have, or if you're new, feel free to check it out. It's verygoodmothersclub.com. And thank you always for being a part of this channel. Please, if you like my content, subscribe. That doesn't do a lot other than shows other people who are looking that the stuff I post here is quality, and so it helps me, and I appreciate it so much. So this video is going to be unscary, not scary. I don't know how you say it in the most, like hitting way, but when I was having my first baby, Eloise, almost 7 years ago, I found that the more information I had, the more afraid I was. And I know that it doesn't always go like that, and part of it is personality. Some of us feel more confident and ready when we have a lot of information. For others of us, like me at the time, it was just, I knew that a lot of people in the world were having babies. If they could do it, I could do it, and I didn't want to know anything else that was going to freak me out. Now, I know a lot more than I did, and I think this process is amazing, and I think that if I can give you some information today, this is going to be kind of an informative pep talk, you will feel ready and empowered and a bit excited, if you're not already, about childbirth. If you're looking for a more educational, more like scientific, thorough talk about the ins and outs of childbirth, I can link a few videos below from, like hospitals who put out content about this, because they do exist. That's not my area of expertise. I'm going to be dealing more with kind of how you feel during this process, and then what is going on, like big picture in your body, to help you have a smooth delivery. A bit about me: I delivered all my kids in the hospital. I'm not against any form of birth. There are lots of, well, maybe you're new to motherhood, so you don't know this yet, but in the world of having babies, there can end up being sort of like these camps, these like sometimes polarizing opinions about having babies. I sometimes get DMs from people who are like, how dare you encourage anyone to have a baby in a hospital? And then, you get the other side of it anyway, you get my point. Trust your gut. Do this thing the way that you want to do it, and just please prioritize your safety and the safety of your baby. So wherever you have your baby, whoever is involved, however that looks, make sure you're safe, make sure baby's safe, and I am for you. I think it's going to be amazing. So let's talk about this. You're probably approaching the end of your pregnancy, that's my guess if you're watching a video like this, congratulations, you've made it really far, and I'm just want you to be celebrated, because usually the way that it goes is first trimester is a challenging one, second trimester is kind of pretty awesome compared to the other two, and then the last one can be a bit more exhausting, kind of physically demanding. Maybe you're achy in places you weren't achy before. And the annoying thing that I found, and I hear it a lot, is that third trimester we have a hard time sleeping, which just seems unfair because we're about to go into the newborn stage where we don't sleep as much anyway. So it would be so nice if our body would just let us rest up for those, months following. But it doesn't seem to happen like that. I hope that you're getting opportunities to rest. If it's your first baby, maybe you have more opportunities to rest. By the time I had my third, I think resting was not as much in the picture because we had the other two to take care of. But welcome to the final weeks of your pregnancy, and let's talk about delivery, shall we? So your body is doing some amazing things. It's producing these hormones that are sort of loosening everything up. You might feel sometimes like you're walking and like your body just feels like it's being left behind, like everything is so loose, and if you move quickly it just feels like disconnected. That's good. As much as it's weird, it's good because it means everything is getting looser and ready. You're producing what you need to produce for things to loosen up for you to be able to have this baby. Maybe you're not familiar with the words effaced and dilated. How dilated is your cervix? How effaced is your cervix? I would imagine you're more familiar with it now as you're getting to the end of your pregnancy, but basically your cervix needs to be 100% effaced and 10 centimeters dilated before you're going to be pushing this baby out. And so sometimes when you go to the hospital or when your midwife comes or however you're doing this, they're going to be checking for that. They're going to feel inside of you. Your cervix normally feels a bit like your nose. And then when you're pregnant, I've heard it described that it gets softer and it feels a bit more like your lip. And it is going to get really thin and it's going to open up. And that is going to happen when the baby is coming out of you, okay? So that's what they're going to be checking for. As much as you want them to check a lot, because we always want to know, like, are we moving along? We're having these contractions, whether it's Braxton Hicks contractions, which those are the ones that sometimes people call them fake contractions, but they're not fake. They're just not the ones that are happening when you're inside of labor. All of the contractions that you're having are doing something. And part of why you want people to check your cervix, or you want the right person to check your cervix, is you want to know where are you in the progression of labor. You can be encouraged if they're not checking your cervix as often as you want them to. It's a good thing. It's because nobody wants you to get an infection, and the more that people are all up in there, the more that risk for infection goes up. Sex, though, is good for the cervix. It is moving things along. So I don't know how comfortable sex is for you, but if it is comfortable and if it's something that you want to do, that is one thing you can be doing at the end of your pregnancy to help move you along. Another thing you could consider is nipple stimulation. Saying that on camera, saying that anytime is pretty awkward, but it actually does move things along. So you could consider taking a bath alone and just doing some of the things. And no shame in any of it. It can help move you along. Stress, like intense environments where you are kind of in this posture of like, I have to figure this out. So maybe it is you're organizing people who are going to be coming and staying with you and helping you with the baby. Things like that can actually slow your body's progression of labor. The hard thing when someone tells us that is that we then get stressed about our stress. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. Oh no, now I'm stressed that I'm stressed because I'm going to slow everything down. That's not why I'm telling you this. I'm telling you to give you permission to give away responsibility now. Well, what we need in our body as we're approaching the end of our pregnancy is the happy hormone. Oxytocin, we need, I did write some down. prolactin, epinephrine. You want the hormones that are kind of working together, this beautiful cocktail that's going to help your body move right along, okay? The happy hormone, that's something that you could feel when someone's cuddling you that you love, or you're looking at sweet pictures that make you feel happy, or you're watching something sweet. I don't know. Anything that makes you feel really nice and calm and at ease inside is going to help move things. We're not going to get stressed about our stress, but we are going to feel like we have permission to say no to the things that are stressing us out. Maybe interacting with certain people that are very stressful at the end of pregnancy. We're going to feel more empowered to ask others to take over responsibilities that normally we feel totally capable of doing. Just in this time, prioritize your own calm and peace. Movement in general. We live in a society where a lot of our day is spent sitting, but the healthiest thing for a body anywhere at any time of life really is to be moving. So this would be a great time for you to be going for walks if that is something that you're capable of right now. Some of us have more sensitive pregnancies and maybe the doctor has directed us to be laying down, but for most of us, this is a great time to be going for walks. You can go for walks and take breaks along the way if you're experiencing hip pain or lower back pain, but anything that is going to help the baby shift down a little bit lower so that their head is right on the cervix, that's a really great thing. Also, you could be doing something like, if you imagine kind of a slow hula hoop movement, that will help. You could do that every day in your last, your last month, your last few weeks of pregnancy. That will help the baby get low and open up the pelvis a bit. Oh, even just like leaning against like a table or a couch and doing some rocking, or sitting on a ball, on the like exercise balls. All of that is just helping the baby get down more into position to be able to come out. Obviously, this is if the baby is head down. It's a little bit more complicated if the baby hasn't flipped. And that, if so, say the baby has not flipped yet and the baby is not head down, that's going to be something you want to talk through with your birth care provider, because different people have different processes for how they want to handle that, and you and your partner want to go into it feeling like you're on the same team with whoever it is, the doctor or the midwife, about how that's going to look for you. But any sort of movement towards the end of pregnancy is going to be really good and kind of help move things down. A lot of us are afraid of pain. We're afraid of the pain that's going to come when we're in labor. And there is also this weird pressure to, I don't know if it's perform, that might be the wrong word, but there's a pressure to like do an amazing job and have a story that we tell people, like, I did this, I did an unmedicated labor, or I did a home birth, or I don't know, whatever makes you feel that feeling. Maybe you feel totally proud of doing a hospital birth or whatever it is. It's just, there is this sense of pressure on women, and I know it to be true because a lot of times I hear from the woman who had the baby and the birth plan did not go at all the way she hoped, and she feels a sense of shame afterwards. So I want to talk about that now so that you can feel more ready, kind of big picture, okay? You might have a desire for your baby to come out in a certain way. I'm going to go with the kind of extreme that you hear, which would be like unmedicated vaginal delivery. Okay, that could be your desire and your dream. And what I want you to know is that I believe in you. If that's what you want to do, you are capable, you are made for this, you are brave, you can handle this, it's going to be awesome. And the priority in this whole process is that you are safe and that your baby is safe. And there may come a point in your delivery where you are no longer able to do it exactly the way that you want to. Maybe, I don't know, here's the thing. When it comes to having a baby, there's some stuff that's not in your control. For example, you don't control the way that your nerves are in your body. So one person might be having their baby, one woman might be having her baby, and she is like really able to cope, and she finds it actually not that painful. And for whatever reason, she describes the experience as just this amazing kind of washing of waves. I've heard it described like that, like waves just crashing and coming over you. Then you might see another mom who is a very resilient, very capable mother, and she's having her baby and she is vomiting like crazy, in so much pain. She's trembling. She is like, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying just like this person is. Well, one thing that might be happening is that their nerves might be shaped differently, and their nerve endings, this is the way it was described to me, might actually be in different places. So some people might have a sensitivity that's in their legs, their lower abdomen, and their back, while the other person might not have that. And so it's not so much about like this woman is stronger than this woman. It's just that their bodies are built different and they're experiencing labor and delivery entirely different. And there's no shame in that. And thankfully, we live in a time where there's medicine available to help us cope if we are just not able to do it the way that we initially thought we would be able to. So I am a mom who has had a baby with an unmedicated labor and delivery, and then I had one with an epidural. Thankfully, I have had really positive experiences with both, and I'm grateful that I have the experience. So now I can talk to you as both. You need to do what makes sense for you guys in the moment, okay? So you can go into it having an understanding that this is my desired labor and delivery plan. But if ultimately you choose to change it, there is no shame in that. To be honest, people don't even need to know how your baby came out. If you want to keep it where people don't know whether you were medicated or unmedicated or something, then do that if that helps you to not feel shame surrounding the way that the baby came out. If for whatever reason you end up needing a C-section, whether this is something that is pre-planned or it comes up during labor, hey, like, as far as I'm concerned, that's totally fine. You don't need my permission to get a C-section, but there are just so many voices surrounding how a baby comes out. But the thing is, your baby needs to come out. Your baby's going to come out at the end of this. You will have your baby. You are incredible no matter how you do this. And if that is going to be the safest thing for you and your little one, then please do it. And please do it with confidence and courage, and go in there and feel proud of yourself in the midst of all of this, okay? A really dear friend of mine had a desire for her baby to come one way. She ended up needing an emergency C-section, and it was incredible, and she did such a good job. But afterwards, she carried some heavy guilt, like as if she had failed already. Maybe she did motherhood wrong already. And that's just not true, and it's not necessary. And I hope that talking about this openly can help you, if those feelings arise for you, to be able to identify like, oh, this is that thing she was talking about. This is that thing that moms sometimes feel. It's not true. It doesn't serve us. It isn't even real. It's a feeling that's real. But the truth of the matter is that I did a really good job getting my baby out, and I did the best I could in the moment. And that's amazing. So go into having your baby with whatever birth plan you want. For me, with my first, I said, I'm going to try and do it without medicine. I'm open to medicine. For me, honestly, I was just afraid of the epidural. I was afraid of the whole thing. Now that I've had it, it was pretty awesome. I have friends who were like, oh, I wasn't afraid of the epidural at all. In fact, one friend, she said, oh, I wanted an epidural the moment I found out I was pregnant. I wanted to have an epidural my whole pregnancy and my delivery. I was afraid of the epidural. I went into it thinking I would just try to do it unmedicated. And then at some point, I thought that I couldn't get an epidural anymore. I think that helped me because I was wrong. I guess I could have asked for one. I just didn't know. But then I ended up having Eloise unmedicated, and it was fine. With Wilson, he was a very big baby, and had I known he was as big as he was, I do not think I would have done it unmedicated. That's just me. I know that, I mean, lots of people have bigger babies than I had and they do it unmedicated, and that's amazing. It's just that I didn't have like a strong reason to not use medicine. I just thought it would be cool to try and not do it. And with him, he was 9 pounds, 4 ounces and 23 inches long, and midway through having him, I was like, can I be all done? Which you can't be all done when you're in the middle of pushing. So anyway, I'm not telling you this so that you do what I did. I'm just saying that, I don't know, there are going to be people on the internet and people in real life who tell you that having a baby is a really glorious, kind of pain-free experience, and they're not wrong. That is true for many people. For me, there was pain involved. That didn't make it less glorious. It was actually still incredible, and I loved it, and I'm so thankful. But just since we're here, I'm going to be honest with you, mine involved pain, and it was fine. We are very strong people, and we can cope with pain. There are some things we can do to help relieve some of the pain as it's happening. There's research that shows that, like, while you're in labor, while you're having your baby, if you're overcome with pain, well, you could have like cold washcloth on your head, and the fact that something else is happening to your senses. This is what the research was showing that I was reading about. Basically, like if someone's rubbing you, or you have something else happening to you in a sensory way, so you feel something, you hear something, you smell something, that kind of distracts you from the amount of pain happening in the other part of you, versus if all of your focus is on the amount of pain that you're in, then it feels more intense. So the recommendation would be, if you're having an unmedicated labor, then have as much peace and calm and comfort around you as possible, and that could maybe help lessen the intensity. Yeah, you're gonna do so great. Remember, I said that this is gonna be a not scary video, and here's the thing, it's not scary. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. People all over the world are having babies. People have been having babies long before there was medicine for this. You are so capable, and you are in good hands, and I believe in you. It's going to be great. Okay. It's one of the best moments of your whole life. You're going to be meeting this person that you are crazy about. The best gift of your life is about to happen. So that's what's true. So you have your specific labor plan, and then you have your bigger picture plan, which the bigger picture plan for having your baby is healthy mom, healthy baby. Okay. And then the more specific plan for having your baby can be medication or no medication, medical interventions or no medical interventions. Do you want a midwife? Do you want a doula? Do you want a doctor? Do you want a hospital? Do you want to do it in water? There are all of these ways that you can do it, and I would say enjoy planning that, but please keep the bigger picture that you're incredible no matter what, and we want healthy you and healthy baby, and that is the big goal. Okay, your baby's going to be coming out of you. Say you're delivering vaginally, we're going to talk about that. Your baby's coming out. Now, I have made plenty of jokes over the course of the time of this channel, just being like, how insane is it that you have this like little watermelon child squeezing through a hole that was once tiny? I still feel that, even though people have been like, why are you talking so flippantly about such a beautiful process? Okay, well, I'm still right, but it is a beautiful process. I agree. Your body is gonna make this stuff. What's it called? I guess you don't really care what it's called, but I looked it up and I thought it was so cool. Basically, it makes the walls of your vagina like little kind of rubber bandy things. What is it called? What is it called? Rugae, I think. Okay, so your vagina becomes temporarily like this accordion that opens up. So it's not like your normal vagina, because like normally in life, if we just tried to squeeze a watermelon through it, that would be the worst thing ever. This is different. It is gonna, I'm pausing because what I'm not saying is it's painless, because it's not, it might not be painless. So for some people it is less painful, and for others it is more painful, but it is amazing. Your delivery is going to go like this, and the baby's gonna kind of shimmy through, and it's just all beautiful. The baby's head has this ability to kind of like fold in on itself so that it can come out properly. The baby will shift to be able to get the shoulders out. Like, there's just so much magic involved in this process. It's going to be incredible. So it's just not as simple as like you have this tiny hole and now we're shoving something through it and may the Lord be with you as that takes place. It's not like that. It's way better than that. Okay. And there's all of these things that are involved in making that happen. Even like your muscles, the muscles up here are going to be pushing down while the ones down here are kind of pulling in. It is amazing what your body is going to do for you to see this baby come out of you in a really beautiful, healthy way. Your baby's gonna come out all kind of gooey and covered in this stuff that they used to wipe off really fast, but now they know that the skin is absorbing it and it's got a lot of antioxidants in it, and it's going to actually help reinforce your baby's kind of natural immunity against infection, which is the coolest thing that stuff like that takes place. Even like when the baby comes out, they're going to wait a little bit to cut the cord so that the baby gets all the blood that's in there, because there's all of these nutrients in there. There are so many details to how you as mom are already helping your baby survive and live. And I want to say this, now that I've had a baby who's premature and I've had some full terms, as much as it feels like I just want to be all done being pregnant, just get this baby out of me, I could handle the NICU. I've heard moms say, oh, I would be fine with the NICU. I get it. I get your perspective, and you would be fine with the NICU, but it's just not that simple. The amount of developing that's taking place inside of your body while the baby is nestled in there warm and safe and without tubes all over them and without oxygen in them, it is so good for them. It is so, so, so good for them. And I want to remind you of that, because sometimes we forget when we're just feeling like swollen and achy and tired and puffy, and we're like, oh, get him out of me. You're doing a good thing. You are a NICU. You are providing everything that if your baby came out early, it would take so many people and so much technology and so many tubes and beeping things to make your baby okay, when you are walking around keeping your baby okay. So you hang in there, because the longer your baby cooks, the more here I am being so official, the more your baby is going to be developed and healthy, and the digestive system's going to work, and circulation's going to be properly working, and the main organs are going to be properly functioning. All of that is going to happen because of what you're doing right now, which is so uncomfortable at times, and you're just over it. And I hear you. So just hang in there. And if your baby comes out early, you did not fail. So that's the other piece of this. There are no failures in this. If your baby comes out early and requires medical attention, as mine did just a year ago, that's okay too. We can handle that, and we'll handle that together. But I just want to encourage you, don't give up on this pregnancy thing. If you're in it, persevere to the end till baby wants to come out and it's time. I don't know what you guys think about like prepping your own vagina by like massaging it and stretching it and all of it. I personally didn't see any sort of like huge impact on myself from any sort of prep that I did. But I would love to hear from you if you've been doing that. One thing I did do that people told me is eating dates daily during my last month of pregnancy. I think I was told eat 6 dates a day, and that will help pregnancy move along. I have no clue if it helped, but I will happily recommend it to you, because it just feels like something within your control, and that's a good thing. Labor and delivery thing is not an equation. This is not something that you like perfectly calculate, and if you do this and this, it will equal this, and you will have the labor and delivery of your dreams and all of our dreams. It just doesn't work like that. This is a lot more soulful, in the moment, your body and baby's body flowing together and life happening the way it happens. And what I want to encourage you to do is just be in the moment as much as you can. Try and resist whatever stresses are out there. The last few weeks leading up to when baby comes out, they're hard. They're really hard. It's really kind of a surprising emotional experience when you're exhausted, and you might have days where you're like, I want to be productive today. I want to get a bunch of stuff done, and now I'm not able to get it done. Or people are asking me when baby's coming, and I wish he was coming now, but I don't know if he's coming, and I keep having contractions, and they start and they stop, and I think it's labor, and I go to the hospital and it's not yet. That can all be really hard, and I don't have anything to tell you that will fix it, other than just to say, if you start to feel that, you're not alone, you're not failing, you're not crazy, you're normal, and it will get better. Do everything you can to just enjoy being in this moment. I remember one friend, she had a baby before me, and she was like, during the end of your pregnancy, maybe just go to Target by yourself and walk around, because in a few weeks you'll be with a baby most of your life, and those opportunities won't come up as frequently. So maybe just do what you can to make the most most of the end of your pregnancy, even though what you really want is for your baby to be here already. Just do what you can to enjoy it. If going swimming feels nice, the thing is, sometimes they might say don't go swimming depending on your physical, you know, how everything's going. But taking a bath, going swimming, or going for a walk, or going to get a nice drink, or go get ice cream if it's hot where you live and you're feeling puffy, anything you can do to find joy in these little moments before baby comes is going to be worth it. One of the most important parts of this process that you're going to experience is the way that you and your partner work together. That's what you're going to remember later. That is something that's going to really bond you. So any conversations you need to have before having your baby of like, I don't know, if your husband or partner, whoever it is, wants to watch some videos about how to help you during labor, because the thing is, it's new for them just like it's new for you. And some stuff really isn't hard, but it's hard to do when they're watching you be in so much pain. Then suddenly they feel freaked out and they're not confident in how they're going to help you. So you guys could even work through like what are some rubs that they could do on you, like rubbing on your lower back could be a really helpful thing that they do, or standing behind you and kind of lifting your belly and rocking with you could be something nice that they do, or just rubbing your arm or holding your hand or telling you encouraging things. It would be great if there was some sort of conversation that took place before the baby is coming of just kind of the dynamic you're hoping for in the delivery room. I never had this conversation with Sean, and thankfully he did a good job. I think part of what helped us was we had a birth coach in the room with us. She was sort of a doula, a woman that we love very much and trust, and she kind of helped Sean to know what to do in the moment. So if you're gonna have someone like that in the room, that could really help. But if it's just gonna be you and your person, then maybe talking through how they could best love you and support you while you're having the baby would be great. If you are having a baby and your baby daddy's gonna be there and he feels totally lost, I made a video a few weeks ago on my channel to help prepare the dad for labor and delivery, and my husband is a part of that video, and it's fun and funny, and I think that he would watch it and feel more ready. So feel free to do that. All right, I'm gonna end this video now because it's long and I don't want to overwhelm you, and sometimes just too much information is scary in itself. And I said this won't be scary, so this is not gonna be a scary one. You are gonna do such a good job. I totally believe in you. If I can have a baby, you could definitely have a baby. The fact that you're even watching videos and getting ready means you are set up above a lot of the rest of us, okay? Like the video, and I will see you again soon. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. It's gonna be great. Okay, bye.